Welcome to Shujin Academy VGM Club. I'm Professor Tom, your faculty sponsor. Today's opening track is Left to Heaven from Fire Emblem Fates for the 3DS, composed by Takeru Kanazaki. It's one of the game's quirkier tracks, and having played through all three of this sprawling game's scenarios, I can recall that this song plays during some of the game's relationship-building scenes, where you can talk with the various members of your army to strengthen your friendships or even kindle romantic feelings for one another. This episode is going to be a little different. For one thing, it's shorter. There are only 2 music blocks instead of my usual 3, and there's just over 30 minutes of music today instead of the 45 or more that I typically play. There's a very good reason for that. All of today's songs are weird. Some of them are from games that are rooted in a sense of wackiness, and some of them are from odd moments in otherwise mundane games. The reason that I'm doing a shorter than normal episode is not because I had a hard time finding oddball tracks to play, but because too much of this kind of song can get grating, so I'm going to keep things short, lest I wear out my welcome. To start off our first block, it's a song from We Love Katamari for the PlayStation 2, the second game in the Katamari Damacy series. If you're not familiar with the Katamari games, the first thing you should know is that Katamari Damacy translates from Japanese into English as Clump Spirit, and that it's a very colorful series of games starring the tiny prince of all cosmos, who's been tasked with rolling a ball that attracts smaller objects, which grows into a bigger ball that attracts larger objects, and then that grows bigger still, attracting even larger objects. You start by rolling up thumbtacks and popcorn kernels, and you get to the point where you're rolling up baseball stadiums and various land formations. Just like the gameplay, the soundtrack is quite eccentric and features a ton of vocal tracks. The song I'll be playing is Katamari on the Swing, composed by Miyake and Yoshihito Yano, and it is quite brash. For our second song, we'll move to cult classic PlayStation fighting game TOBAL No. 1. The song you'll be hearing is named Toridon, and it was composed by Yasuhiro Kawakami, who's known for his time in the late 80s at SaGa and his work in the 90s at Square, including a co-composing credit on Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. If you're not familiar with TOBAL No. 1's soundtrack, I'd recommend looking it up. Several members of the Golden Age Squaresoft VGM bullpen contributed to it. Not only was Kawakami featured, but the game also has tracks from Yasunori Mitsuda, Yoko Shimomura, Kenji Ito, and Junya Nakano. Speaking of Golden Age Squaresoft, we'll be more or less sticking with that theme for the third song in the block. It'll be Techno de Chocobo from multiplatform title Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, originally composed by Nobuo Uematsu, with some help from Hirosato Noda for the Pixel Remaster remake of the game. Uematsu has a very strong sense of whimsy that he shows in quite a few tracks, which is one of the reasons he's got 3 songs on today's playlist. And if you like it when he gets weird, you should try to find his 10 Short Stories album, which is jam-packed full of quirk. That record is available on Apple Music, and if you don't have Apple Music and you're desperate to hear it, hit me up on the socialist media and I might be able to find a link to it somewhere on La Interreto, which is how you say the internet in Esperanto. For our fourth song, we're staying on the Square train and heading to the PlayStation 2 to hear Tale on a Hilltop from Unlimited SaGa, composed by Masashi Hamauzu. This is a very short track, so I'm not going to say anything else about it. Finally in the block, I hope you like the X-Men, because the last song says their name a lot. It'll be Fake Dance, name entry, from the 1992 Konami X-Men arcade game. This song was composed by some combination of Seiichi Fukami, Yuji Takenouchi, VGM legend Junya Nakano, and Ei Hashimoto, and it's fondly remembered for its ridiculously wide deluxe cabinet that lets 6 people play simultaneously. Although it did get a port to home consoles and mobile phones in the early 2010s, it's long since been pulled from online shops, so if you want to play it today, you'll either have to put out the money for the arcade 1-up cabinet or get out your pirate hat. Alright, ahora es el momento de escuchar algunas canciones, which is Spanish for now it's time to listen to some songs.
Come on, everybody! Mr. Sunshine. Na 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 na. Katamari on the swing. Na 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 na. Katamari on the swing. 今始まるよ君と僕の未体験アドベンチャースカイ照らしてよお日様は僕らのスポットライトさ Oh smile 聞こえるよ都会のシャレたスイングビート踊ろうよ Dance 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 くるくる回る雲を突き抜けて君と転がりたい愛のかけらを集め空に浮かべよう Yeah, how can miss the sunshine
Those songs were Katamari on the Swing from We Love Katamari, Toridon from TOBAL No. 1, Techno de Chocobo from Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, Tale on a Hilltop from Unlimited SaGa, and finally, Fake Dance name entry from the X-Men arcade game. Time for a word from our sponsor. Howdy there, folks. I'm Choco Bill Perkins, proprietor of Choco Bill's Chocobo Farm, and I'm back to tell you about our newest offering, grade AAA raw Chocobo milk, straight from our Chocobo roosters to you. That's right, we get up early every morning and milk them Chocobo roosters, and we bottle up all that raw Chocobo milk just for you. Everybody knows raw Chocobo milk is good for a variety of ailments, like asthma, rhinoconjunctivitis, eczema, and rheumatism. It's so fresh, you'll swear you're getting it straight from the cloaca. But don't take my word for it. Listen to some of our satisfied customers.
This tastes funny. What did you just make me drink?
I don't feel so good.
If you want to be as happy and healthy as them folks are, come on down to Choco Bill's Chocobo Farm and get some of our new raw Chocobo milk today. And now, back to the show. To kick off our second music block, it'll be Title Song 6 from adorable PlayStation portable game Loco Roco, composed by Nobuyuki Shimizu with lyrics of a sort from Tsutomu Kouno. If you've never heard of this game, it's more or less a 2D platformer where you guide some cheerful-looking blobs through a colorful world. I'd recommend giving it a try if you've gotten worn out with too many overly serious grimdark AAA games. Next up, our playlist sees another visit from Nobuo Uematsu with Mysterious Village from Blue Dragon for the Xbox 360. Given that this game was directed by Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi and featured character designs from Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama, I'm almost certain this was intended to kick off a franchise, but it sadly didn't get any farther than some Nintendo DS spin-off games. However, it does feature a battle theme with vocals from Deep Purple singer Ian Gillian, and that's worth looking up if you like JRPG vocal tracks. Driving onto our third song in the block, we'll be heading to sunny Florida, home of Florida Man, and Daytona International Speedway, with a song from Sega arcade classic racer Daytona USA. The song is called Pounding Pavement, and it's from composer and vocalist Takenobu Mitsuyoshi. I love this soundtrack, and there are some great videos you can find of Mitsuyoshi singing with so much enthusiasm that you can't help but smile. I'll drop some links in the show notes. Nintendo's Mother series is the poster child for quirky gaming in general and quirky JRPGs in particular, so I can't get out of this episode without playing something from those games. I'm going to go with Battle Against a Weird Opponent from Earthbound for the Super Nintendo, composed by Keiichi Suzuki and Hirokazu Hip Tanaka. I don't know what to say about this series that hasn't already been covered elsewhere, although I would like to take the opportunity to express my wish that Nintendo would just license a fan translation of Mother 3 and release it to Switch Online for the GBA already. For the song after the fourth song in the block, we'll play the fifth song in the block. That's going to be Solaris, Eden of Heaven from Xenogears for the PlayStation, composed by Yasunori Mitsuda, who also worked on the Xenogears spiritual successor franchises SaGa and Xenoblade Chronicles. But in addition to composing for the Xeno series and Chrono Trigger and also the original Mario Party, Mitsuda did the sound effects for Final Fantasy V, which is a great segue into the next to last song in the block because it comes from Final Fantasy V. It's Critter, Tripper, Fritter, and it was of course composed by Nobuo Uematsu. Final Fantasy V is a job system game, which means that your characters can change classes at will, and there's an annual summer event called the 4-Job Fiesta, where people play through this game with randomly assigned jobs that they have to keep for the entire duration of their playthrough. It's a fun little challenge for the game, and I'll drop a link to the website in the show notes. To close out the block, we'll be hearing Opening from Jack Bros on the Virtual Boy. I've played songs from composer Hiroyuki Yanada's soundtrack previously, and it seems fitting to end a block with an opening song from one of the most unusual Shin Megami Tensei series spin-offs. Song time is now! Go, go, go! Those songs were Title Song 6 from Loco Roco, Mysterious Village from Blue Dragon, Pounding Pavement from Daytona USA, Battle Against a Weird Opponent from Earthbound, Solaris Eden of Heaven from Xenogears, Critter Tripper Fritter from Final Fantasy V, and finally, Opening from Jack Bros. That's the show. If you want to reach me, I'm most active on Blue Sky as shujinacademy.bsky.social. You can also find me on Threads, Tumblr, or Instagram as Shujin Academy VGM Club. I'm on Mastodon at Shujin Academy VGM Club at mastodon.coffee, and my username on Discord is Professor Tom. All episodes of the show are posted to my YouTube channel, which you can find by searching for Shujin Academy VGM Club. You can email me at shujinacademyvgmclub@gmail.com. Links to everything are available on my linktree at linktr.ee/Shujin Academy. Please leave me a 5-star rating on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you're finding this episode. New episodes are released once or twice a month, depending on how often I get them done, and they premiere on Thursday mornings on your favorite podcatcher and on 8beats.co, the internet's #1 game music radio station. My show is also featured on TerraPlayer, the cool app that's a destination for gaming podcasts and other content, so you can check me out there. If you're listening on Spotify, please be aware that they've pulled a few of my episodes before. There's a non-zero chance that they'll eventually pull my entire podcast, as they've done with a few other VGM podcasts, so I'd strongly suggest you subscribe elsewhere to be sure you can get every single show. Special thanks for this episode goes out to fellow VGM podcaster Jameson of Bar Silence Podcast for contributing cover art. You can and should find Bar Silence wherever you download podcasts, and check out his website at barsilence.com. Special thanks also goes out to my beautiful wife and 2 darling children for contributing their testimonials about the benefits and virtues of raw chocobo milk. I've got one more song to play us out, and it's sort of famous. Or maybe it's well known. Actually, it might be more like infamous. It's going to be Shadow World, Day Mouse Shadow Swing Mix from Persona 4, Dancing All Night. This song has been described by some VGM aficionados as experimental. It's also been described by other, less charitable VGM aficionados as really bad. Anyway, it's what I'm closing with today, because it's definitely weird as hell, so I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, maybe enjoy not enjoying it, so that it makes other songs sound better by comparison. Thanks for listening. I'm Professor Tom, and I'll see you next time on Shujin Academy VGM Club.